Hi, everybody. It's David Zink along with Kim Pearsall for the PressEnterprisePE.com and the Business Press. And we're here today, Monday, to mind your business. How you doing today, Kim?
Doing good. How are you doing, Dave?
I'm doing better than I was on Wednesday, a little more rested and relaxed, but things are kind of shaken up at work because I left work on the table for the last 2 days last week.
It's good to see you back in that director's chair, though.
Is that right? Wait,
Yes.
I heard you did a good job.
I tried, but nothing like you.
Oh, yeah. Well, see, I told you it wasn't easy, and now you've had a taste of how undifficult it is.
Correct.
All right, well, let's move on. What's on the slate today?
We've got a couple stories in tomorrow's edition. First off, taxes. Hundreds of thousands of homeowners are going to see their property assessment be lowered, and this is the first time since Prop 13 was passed back in 1978 that that's going to happen. Second, we're going to have a story about theme parks tomorrow. We took a look at two of the local inland theme parks, so Pharaoh's Lost Kingdom, or Pharaoh's Adventure Park, my apologies, and the Fiesta Village in Colton, and just tried to find out how their summer season fared. So a little bit more about that.
All right, first on the slate was taxes. Property assessed values have gone down.
Correct. Our home reporter, our real estate reporter, Leslie Berkman, is looking into the fact that hundreds of thousands of homeowners are going to notice that their property assessments are declining, and that's because of deflation, and that's the first time since Prop 13 was passed back in 1978 that has happened. Since that time, it's always increased, but at a rate that was never to exceed 2% annually, and now they're being reassessed. So, yeah, folks will probably see lower property assessments as a result.
Not so great, but let's move on. Now, you did this story on the amusement parks, correct?
Correct, yeah. So this is going to be coming out tomorrow, and I went over to Pharaoh's, which just recently reopened as a water park. It had been closed, the water park element had been closed for about 3 years, and the former owner came in and just kind of redid everything and spruced everything up, and I wanted to get their perspective on how this summer fared, since they're brand new back again to serve the water park market, and also talk to Fiesta Village to see how this year compared to last year. And for all intents and purposes, they were pretty pleased with how this summer went for business. They all kept their pricing pretty stable, and they offered a lot of incentives to go along with that price too. So, for example, if you paid $19.99 for a day's admission to Pharaoh's, you also got a $5.99 meal at their pizza buffet, their grand pizza buffet. And what they're planning on doing after Labor Day when their water park closes down is they're really relying on the pizza buffet and a few other amenities like their arcade and a soon-to-be sports bar at the venue to kind of keep them going until the next season. And so far, they said that the buffet is actually their biggest revenue generator, so even more so than water park admission.
That's kind of amazing. Now, they opened, as far as attendance, if you're looking at attendance numbers, are they anywhere near where they were when they, because I know at their peak, they were a pretty busy place.
Not sure in terms of their attendance numbers. Yeah, they were pretty much tight-lipped about other things, but did talk about just the fact that the buffet is their biggest revenue generator, and that they're trying to make capital improvements too. They want to add a wave pool, they want to add another slide, another ride, and so forth. And I don't think they would be making those plans if they didn't think it was viable.
Right.
But yeah, it sounds like they were pretty pleased. They didn't meet their projections in terms of what their business was going to be this summer, but they got pretty close, is what they were saying. And Fiesta Village was pretty clear about how this was far better than summer 2009. So even with the fact that it was a mild summer, it was pretty cool most of the time.
Right.
They said it performed much, much better. So they were seeing lots
were you
of
able to
people.
weigh in with Castle Park at all?
No, Castle Park never got back to me, unfortunately.
Wow.
So, yeah, didn't get a mention in this story because they didn't, return phone calls.
Well, you know, I drove by there, I think it was about a week and a half ago, going out to a golf tournament, and I was actually surprised to see it was about 1 o'clock in the afternoon on a Saturday, which is probably the best day, but the parking lot was absolutely full over at Pharaoh's, and so I was kind of surprised to see that because it sat so fallow for so long that I thought, gosh, you know, that's great, but I guess it's doing better than they suspected.
Well, and there's no other options, too, in the inland area. Where else are you going to go for a water park besides Palm Springs and Fiesta Village, which has a couple slides as well? So, yeah, when people are looking for options, it's filling that niche where there really wasn't much of anyone else filling that void.
Right, and you know, and the price point is perfect because you go on down to Knott's, either in Orange County or out in the desert, and it's not cheap to go to their little wave park and all, you know.
True, and then even looking at Disneyland and some of the bigger parks, they're raising their prices. So I think they're now well above $70 for one-day admission to Disneyland. You've got Knott's Berry Farm, same thing. Universal Universal Studios, also just as pricey. Granted, they have a lot of deals, but yeah, when you are faced with those price constraints, you might stay closer to home, and I think that's what they're banking on.
Well, and for Disneyland, it almost makes better sense just to buy an annual pass because it's so expensive. Especially, I have a family of 5, and when we went down there the last time, we just decided to get the annual pass because we're paying so much for just to go once. We might as well be able to go a few times and at least put the cost over a few trips.
I think that's what Disneyland is also hoping for.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
They make it very expensive to go there. Well, Kim, thanks so much for jumping in here. I know we're both busy today. I got a ton of business press work. What are you working on for upcoming editions?
Working on a few things. I'm going to be interviewing a CEO, president of a printing company in Riverside tomorrow, so getting prepped for that. And there's quite a few things happening this week, so we'll keep you posted.
Well, great. For Kim Pearsall, I'm David Zink, reminding you to mind your business. We will hope you have a great day, and we will see you again here tomorrow.